Welcome back. Um, I think we left off where I had almost blown things up, which was a couple of weeks ago at this point. I'm already losing track. Um, but anyway, so um, I was all nervous, after I went down there and we talked and just kind of sick at my stomach, to tell the truth, for the next few days. Even though, when I left, everything seemed to be okay, but I'm just paranoid anyway, because I'm still in this state of disbelief that this is even happening to me. So, um, it comes up Friday night, and I just felt awkward the entire time. We had a good time, we did a lot of the stuff that we usually do, and laughed and, smoked and but there wasn't much, like affection going on, like hand holding and arm stroking and that sort of thing. And he had to work the next morning, so he actually had to leave. It was probably about midnight. And kissed me goodbye and everything. And that was the first time that he had come over that we actually didn't have sex. So, um, so I still, am kind of tense about it all, but he came back up Saturday night, and I mean, I was just determined to try to relax and see if things could go back to feeling natural again, and um, whatever whatever was going on seemed to work. We seemed to gel again. Ended up having sex. It was really good. Um, just affection, cuddling, and I don't remember if he fell asleep. I think that might have been the night we both fell asleep at some point on the couch, which felt sweet to me. I mean, that's the first time I've gotten to sleep with him at all, and I love spooning, so so everything seemed fine. It was great again. Um, then he unexpectedly, I mean, we texted while he was at work the next few nights. No big deal. Then, when we were texting Tuesday night, he unexpectedly said, or Monday night, unexpectedly said he was thinking about coming up here after, or he had thought about coming up here after he got off work that night, and it was a shame that I had to work so early. And I was just like, you know what, you can come up. I'll have to sleep, but I mean, he's on a different sleep schedule. He could still hang out, watch TV, uh, do whatever. And he said he would wake me up in the morning, and he did. He woke me up in a way that I haven't been woken up in a long time. And that sent me off to work with a smile, and everything was great. So, um, yeah, that would have been not this past weekend, but the weekend before that. I'll go ahead and uh, cram in pretty much the rest of what's happened since then, because I'll just hit the highlights, Um, so that was Monday night / Tuesday morning. Then Thursday night, already I miss him on the days that I don't get to see him, and I normally don't get to see him Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesdays and Thursdays, when he has his son. But Thursday night I was actually cooking, or I was cutting up vegetables and stuff to go into the crock pot, because I've suddenly become domesticated again, and I really, really enjoy feeding him. I get this sense of satisfaction when he really likes something. And so anyway, so I'm cutting up vegetables and stuff, and he calls me and says, hey, he and his son just got out of the movies, and would it be cool if they stopped by for a bit? And I was like, well, yeah, but I was really surprised by this because he had already told me that it would be a while before I met his son, and quite understandably, because I was the same way with my son, I didn't introduce him to someone just because I had a date with them, especially when they're little. You don't want to confuse them, so he told me that, and I was like, yeah, I completely understand. So when he said he was bringing his son over, I was really surprised by that, and I took that as a really good sign that he was thinking it was okay for me to meet his son. So, and they didn't stay for very long, but his son seemed to have a good time, played with the cats, watched some TV. Sweet kid. When they're leaving, he hugged me bye, and I also thought that was a really good sign, so then, well, I saw him Friday night, Saturday night. Friday night, well, I was in a mood and he was not, and so that kind of worried me, and we talked about it some, and everything was fine the next night, and he actually came back up Sunday night this time, so it's like I'm seeing him even more frequently. And then I requested that he come up Monday night, and he did. And so that's pretty much where we are right now. I have questions. I really do. One is about, is this age gap realistic in any way whatsoever? I've definitely heard of successful couples who had an age gap of more than a decade, but it's almost always older men with younger women. People still just look at you strangely when the woman is older, and there seem to be a lot of negative connotations in people's minds with that, So, anyway, so that's one question that I have. Another I have is, are we both contributing equally to the relationship, and will we? I definitely bring the financial stability part into this relationship, but I don't exactly have a great deal of expendable income. So, um, but I have enough. I have things here to offer him that are more entertaining than what he has at home. You know, I have internet. I have Netflix account. You know, I have uh, whatever that he doesn't have at home. We'll have weed. You know, I mean, so uh, you know, I can't help but wonder sometimes just how much of that factors into how much that I see him. Is he coming just for me? I don't think so. Is he coming just for the um, the amenities? Um, I don't think so about that either. I think it's a mixture of he likes me and he enjoys spending time with me and we have fun, but he likes the other stuff too. It just adds more appeal to it, you know. And I'm okay with that as long as it stays in some kind of balance. So you know that's another question I have is that going to stay in a balance that I can live with, because I'm going to have a hard time, and it probably would not work if it ever gets to the point where it seems like he is looking at me more as a close roommate or something. That is just not going to work out. It's not healthy for anybody, but especially with what my fairly recent history has been like, it is not healthy for me to be in a relationship again where I want more and care more than the other person does, where I'm important to them but not important enough to be the girlfriend and all this other stuff. And I mean, I have to ask questions too about myself, you know. Am I going to, you know, behave the way that I should? Am I going to be, am I going to handle things correctly, basically, you know? It's always a question for me, especially if I'm manic. So, and, you know, I have questions about, what are his intentions, you know? And I do need to know that at some point in the fairly near future, at least, of, is he looking to be my roommate, or is there the strong possibility that I'm going to be his girlfriend, or is there no possibility? If the age gap is too much for him to think about it that way, I need to know that now. If he's not ever going to, or soon, you know, if he's not ever going to introduce me to his family because of the age gap or any reason, the sooner I know stuff like that, the better, so that I can get out if I need to get out, which is probably what I would need to do, because I simply cannot put myself through another year or two with somebody who makes me feel just cared enough for that I stick around, and because I care for them and want to be with them, but yet they don't feel that way about me. They can't love me. They don't want to be in a real relationship with me. I can't do that again. So, we'll see. We'll see how things turn out. It could be interesting. Thanks for watching.